Hello, guys. Welcome back to Collect Radio. Great afternoon today. We're going to be hosting our dear friend, my dear friend, Mike Steller.
Hello.
It's
Nice
a great honor to have you here, man.
nice to be here.
Nice, man. I was looking forward for this show, especially because lately I've been sharing a lot of music with you. We played in the same festival and also in Amor Records. I've been following your work since I arrived, and it's a great honor to have you here. And I was really looking forward to have a talk about music with you.
Let's do it.
And understand a bit about this stellar drive.
Okay, that's we need like a day or more.
I know, but we'll have more days. This is just a start, Mike. Once again, thank you very much for taking your time to come here. And Mike, first question that comes into my mind. I have so many things to ask you about music and everything. When is your journey started with music, and how did it start?
Okay, that's an interesting question. Well, I grew up as a very normal teenager, listening to whatever was playing on the tops or on the TV or on the radio. So pretty much normal. Although I remember my first vinyl when I was 10. I don't know why it was Sade, the first album of Sade. I don't know why I picked it, but I really liked it.
That's your first vinyl.
That was my very first vinyl. Actually, bought here in Lisbon because I didn't grow up here, so it was on a visit.
Yeah.
And but then I was listening to pop and to rock and to all this stuff. Everything changed when I was 18, and I was on this birthday party. And someone in the party was DJing, and they played this track that completely blew my mind. It was like for me, it was like time had stopped on the room, and I immediately went to ask what it was. It was this Mortal Coil, a song to the Siren.
Okay.
And so next day I was immediately went to buy the record, and through that I discovered the label for AD, and I started to buy all the stuff, all the Cocteau Twins and Dead Can Dance and all this kind of stuff, because 4AD was also releasing Pixies. I got onto that.
I love Pixies.
Onto that path of more indie rock influenced stuff.
Yeah.
But 4AD also was releasing some very early experimental electronic stuff. So we're talking about 87, 88.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, what about more or less 87, 88?
Yeah, that was when 88, 99. So I was born 72, so 99, 2000.
99, 2000.
Yeah. No,
89, 90.
90.
Yeah. I was like, no,
sorry.
that's a bit
Sorry.
That's a bit.
I get confused with the years sometimes, and so I just started buying music compulsively.
Yeah.
And from the beginning, I noticed that my tastes were really eclectic.
Yes.
Also through 4AD, they released this strange record called Le Mystère des Voix Bulgares, which was polyphonic recordings from Bulgari, from women.
Wow.
So it was like, wow, this is strange. So I kind of connected there with with world music in a sense.
Yeah.
And I think another aspect that's important in my musical growth is that when I was 14, 15, I started listening a lot to classical music. So and I feel the influence still on.
Always here in Portugal, yes.
Yeah.
You moved to how?
I was born in Angola, but I moved to Portugal when I was 2 or 3 years old.
Okay, so very young age.
I'm Portuguese. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I moved to Lisbon, and a new world opened, even music-wise. Because I remember on the first year I arrived to Lisbon, I went to see Philip Glass live.
Wow. Okay.
And I was like, wow, what is this? So at the time I was listening to a lot of minimal contemporary music.
Yeah.
Which later helped me to understand the repetition of electronic music.
Okay.
And then until '95, I was listening to all this indie influence stuff, basically.
Okay.
With some detours. I was already interested in a fusion of world music, some ambient. I was listening to Brian Eno and this kind of stuff.
What a journey, man!
I was lucky. I was living with an uncle that had a really big collection of records, so I could discover
So you say that's also a bit of your foundation had to do a bit with this record collection that you had an access in an early stage.
And we're talking like a big record collection. So I could explore everything. Then around 95, I discovered jungle and drum and bass by accident. I was just in a record shop and someone was playing that. I was like, wow, what is this? And I was completely fascinated with that sound, because it seemed very syncopated, very punk in a way. So basically 1 year later I was already organizing parties, bringing bringing English DJs to Lisbon and cementing the drum and bass scene here in Portugal. There were other things happening in Porto. Porto also had a very, very strong scene. But I was doing parties in my university. I was taking advantage. I was a part of the students' union.
Okay.
And so I was using the funds of the university to make drum and bass parties. But already we always had a second floor where we would listen to house, electro, all other kinds of
and the 90s
electronic music.
That's when the scene started to really kick off.
And so my more professional journey starts there. I was not even a DJ. I was like an amateur DJ, not really knowing what I was doing. And I only started DJing properly around 98, 99.
Okay.
When I made a switch from, I stopped doing drum and bass because it was getting really, really dark.
Did you play liquid more?
We were our parties. I was not a DJ at the time, but all the guests I was bringing were more liquid from the more liquid side of metalheads. Also, an English label that was half hip hop, half drum and bass-ish, called Grand Central Records from Mark Ray. Of course, all the LTJ Buchan and all this scene and influenced sounds more liquid, more jazzy, more ambient.
Yes, I love this.
I remember the first party I did with Getz. We had PFM, which I still love to listen to his tracks, Easy Rollers, Hidden Agenda. So, and then I decided to close the drum and bass cycle with Fabio, which was like a dawn of together with Groove Rider. And from there, I just kind of started discovering other genres of electronic music. And at the time, I invited a guy from Munich called Michael Reinboth, which was the owner of Compost Records. And Compost was really at the beginning, and that kind of fusion really, really, really interested me. This electronic with organic, with jazzy, with Brazilian influences.
Did you get any Brazilian drum and bass in jungle?
Yeah, I had Drum Magic for several times. They were quite regular. I think I opened for Patif the first time he came to Portugal. It was in Coimbra. That was like, I don't remember, 2002, 2003. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but we're jumping like that. So you finished the cycle with.
So I started this connection with Compost Records. But before that, I also did something really interesting. It was '99, and I started to get interested in techno, especially the English and Detroit techno. So I invited Mark Broom to come to Portugal. So I actually learned a lot from him. Also some electro stuff that he showed me that I didn't know. So I was kind of experimenting and learning at the same time I was having guests. So. And then my first official DJ gig as Mike Steller happens on the first time we brought Jazzanova to Portugal. So
where does the name come from, Mike Steller?
I can tell you that. So basically, the first time they came, I brought them to Portugal as a recommendation of Michael Reinboth, and I listened to their first EP, and it just blew my mind. It was something also very, very, very interesting fusion of sounds. And we did Lisbon, Porto, and Coimbra. I think Lisbon, it was
mini tour then.
Yeah, it was Lisbon, as it was Frágil. No, it was Lux already. Porto was Praia da Luz, and Coimbra, because it was the town where I grew up. I just did somewhere, I don't know, think in a club that used to be a rock club, something like that.
Okay.
And for that party specifically, we didn't have a budget for a warm-up DJ, so
Okay.
I have some records.
So
why not?
I'll warm it up.
I'll warm it up, and a name had to come up on the flyer. So like on the last minute, I came up with Mike Stellar. With like Mike is easy because I'm Miguel. My name is Miguel. Stellar is one of my favorite jazz records. Is Stellar Regions from John Coltrane.
Yeah.
So I kind of picked up that name. I'm a bit spacey also, so it kind of fitted, and it just stuck. And my radio show is called Stellar Regions. So it's a record that had a very strong influence on me.
That's
so
cool.
And from there I just started doing things, but always mixing styles. Like in 2002, I was bringing Tony Allen to Portugal, or Terry Callier live. So I was like. Always with a foot on
different venues,
different venues, different cities. Also, after 2001, I also started playing outside of Portugal. So it was kind of, for me, it was always been discovering, learning, and doing at the same time. So at some point, it was kind of confusing for people to put me in a box because I was not doing just one style.
Yeah.
For me, it was very rewarding as a person to get all these influences, but for the market or for the people, they would never know what I was going to play.
Sometimes it gets complicated to be booked because some parties are just receiving.
I don't regret anything because the kind of knowledge that got into me is, I think, impressive. At least I feel it like that.
That's really cool. I get to see like lately more than since I've been here for almost 3 years now, but. For the past year, I've been seeing you playing more and more. So then I get to see this. How can I say big?
This wide range of influences.
Yeah, wide ranges of influences. Because I've seen you playing many sets and it goes everywhere. So I really understand what you're saying. So you say that professionally, you would say that you started like from when 1999.
As a DJ, around that.
But then playing before, collecting records, late 80s.
I was playing for fun, so not on proper parties. No.
You're playing for yourself.
For yourself and friends and small gigs, just to have fun, basically.
That's great. And then, okay, so we finished the 2000s, and then 2002, 2003, this.
I started to get more active. In 2004, I also started working for Red Bull Music Academy in Portugal.
I wanted to get to that.
So I was doing a lot of different things and being very active in the scene, which I think I still am.
Yeah. How long you were there for, like in Red Bull RBMA?
Until last May, so I was for 15 years.
Oh, 15 years! Yeah. Wow,
yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was that long. I knew when I arrived here.
I know my marriage or my relationship with the mother of my son lasted less. So.
Right. How old is your son?
He's 14.
14.
He's gonna be 14 this month.
He was with you when you were just a baby in RBMA.
Yeah.
That's great. And what was what was your function there? Like as far as RBMA, conceiving events, partnerships.
I was the booker and part of the team where we would develop the concepts for Red Bull Portugal, or implement the concepts of Red Bull Music Academy and later Red Bull Music also. Okay, so it was a very rewarding experience.
I know.
Doing a lot of innovative things. I remember my first project for Red Bull in 2004.
Hi guys, I'm actually curious. Like, what were we listening to here in the background?
We were listening to a Japanese ambient record that a friend of mine just gave me this year, and it's one of the records I listen more at home.
What is it? The name?
I have no idea the name. Komachi. And the album is called Mai Tai.
Mai Tai.
Yeah, I really like ambient.
Beautiful.
At home, I really listen to quiet music, to quiet stuff.
And then we're putting out Camino de Flores.
Yeah, this is El Burro.
Oh, he played in your party there.
Yeah.
Just not so long ago, right?
Yeah, in July. Yeah, I'm working also with the label with Chica Chica, which Robert is one of the main guys, together with Barrio Lindo from Argentina. So yeah, it's kind of a project that I embraced now because I really like the guys. I really like the music,
Yeah.
and so
That's great.
we're just cooperating.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Guys, I'm gonna stop a little bit so we can enjoy a track here with Mike, and we're gonna go back to listen to more of this stellar trip. Mike, thank you so much. We'll be listening to some tracks here with him and talking a bit more. This is Collect Radio with Mike Stellar. Enjoy, guys. Hello. Just coming back here. I collect radio with Mike Steller. He was just he's showing some records that his collection and some music that he enjoys. So this is El Búho, right?
Yeah.
When was the party? It was in June that you guys.
It was in June in Monsanto. We did a Chica showcase with Robin El Búho, with Barrio Lindo, and with Barda, another Argentinian artist on the label.
Yeah.
So just taking the chance to showcase.
Camino de Flores. That's the name of the EP.
Of the album. It's
an album. Oh, this is an album. All right.
It's an album. Yeah.
Right. Cool, man. And then so let's go back. We stopped and we were in 2002, 2003, 2005, and then we went all the way until May last year when you finished your cycle with Red Bull.
Yeah.
But during that period in Red Bull, what was the event, like artists and things that...
So many, I was going to tell you the
first... Because playing so many styles of music that probably throughout this journey...
Red Bull, I rarely DJ'd on Red Bull.
No, I'm saying like the influences on you.
Yeah, I was going to mention the very first thing I did for Red Bull in 2004 was a workshop on building a sound system.
Okay.
So it is really special because we brought people from Notting Hill Carnival to be here for 3 weeks, and we actually built a sound system from scratch, from choosing the wood, sewing.
Man, I lived in Notting Hill, like in Portobello Road.
Okay,
like
so
the
we brought
carnival was there.
So we brought people connected to Saxon sound system to give a workshop to some people from Cruise here in Lisbon.
Yeah.
And that was really, really special because I also always had a very deep interest in dub. So to build a Jamaican style sound system was really.
By the way,
interesting.
you played some dub in Waking Life, no? So the start of the set was there was some dub.
There's always a dubby influence in my music.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I played dub. No.
Not dub here.
No. I brought a special dub record that I really.
I don't think it sounded for me in the beginning of the set. There was so. I mean, the set was just like this. It's visiting everywhere. So the beginning was like really spacey and stuff. So
I tried to put people in a certain mood.
Of dub. Yeah,
I try to put people in a certain mood before I kick in. I think it's important that people relax on the dance floor, get loose. I don't really like to go straight to the point and bang. I think creating
not aggressive.
But for that you need time. And these days. Most of the festivals or parties you play, or if you're lucky, you get 2 hours, and I really don't like to play 2 hours because it doesn't allow you to build a set properly. I still come from a time where 4 or 5 hour set was normal.
The proper.
And I still miss that.
There's a very since you mentioned, there's a very interesting interview with Laurent Garnier, and he talks about this very short DJ set times, and he's saying that an hour and a half DJ set time is not a DJ set. It's just you playing music. You
can look to this from different perspectives. Okay, if you're an older DJ, you grew up in a different culture of playing music. Where the sets were longer because there was not this I would say exaggeration of festivals and parties every week and all around the year. So you would play an all-night set in a club or in a bar or this. So you would have to learn how to balance your set throughout the night.
So you think, in your opinion, this is a bit has to do a bit with the saturation of events and number of DJs?
I think it has to do with the changing music. Okay, and the change in the business and the change in the scene. Electronic music now has become mainstream as a form of entertainment. So there is a bigger pressure to sell tickets. So there are other strategies to do that besides
pack
music.
The venue, right?
Yeah, pack the venue. You need to pack the bill with names.
Sell drinks.
Sell drinks also,
but mainly is this packing.
But you see, there is a circuit of festivals in Europe where you just see the same names everywhere. And it seems like it has become mandatory to have those names in a festival in order to have people. So it's very rare to see festivals that actually curate for the music instead of curating for the business.
For the business, yes.
That's why I find festivals like Waking Life special, and there are other festivals like this in Europe.
Well, we had a good talk about that, and then you really you express a lot about how you feel, and then I was there as a guest, and then this time I was actually invited to also participate and play. And then I really understood what you said about the music freedom and stuff. And then for me, talking to you about this, because I understand why you enjoy so much. And then we had a long talk about this the other day, and I'm alright.
For example, the kind of set I did at Waking Life, it would be impossible to make it here in Lisbon in a party or in a club, because people have no patience.
Not even in yours. Not even your party.
In my parties it's different, because I don't give a fuck.
So you just play whatever.
Yeah, I just play what I want. But when I'm booked to a club or to other festival, first the sets are shorter. Like I said, if I get 2 hours, I'm lucky.
Yeah. You played 5 hours this time? 4.5 hours?
3.
3 hours.
Last year I played 4, which I think is the right.
Yeah, that was it.
Is the right time. But 3.
I saw you playing both years.
Yeah, but 3 is okay.
This year was really cool. We got in the end with a saxophone player, and then what's her name, Salva?
With Fabiola. Yeah.
She sang.
Yeah, it was
she played with us as well.
Yeah,
it was. She did the opening for the stage.
It was a thing of the moment. We decided on the day that we're gonna do it.
Right?
And so where was I regarding this music?
I was talking about we got from this.
So I think festivals are a lot formatted, not only on the kind of artists that are booked, but also on the kind of music that is played. People expect immediately banging stuff. People don't get lost in the music, which is something that is really special when you go to somewhere. Just like fucking get lost in the music. Just don't be focusing the DJ. Just dance. Just enjoy the moment with your friends. Focus on your friends, not
the context,
not on
the surroundings.
Not on the DJ. The DJ is boring to look at. We're just playing records. There's nothing to see there.
In the stage, and then instead of just let somebody put good music and look around, enjoy the moment with your friends, enjoy the surroundings, enjoy. I mean, there's not only one. There's quite a few.
So music-wise, that also limits what DJs play, because they're actually looking to confirm the next booking or this or that. So they take the easy way. Without taking many risks. There are a few exceptions, of course. I can think of Harvey. I can think of Laurent Garnier that you just spoke, but there are not so many. And regarding the younger generation, the kind of music that they are playing, the music that is becoming electronic mainstream now, this is more what they call this global beat, global bass, whatever. I don't want to sound arrogant or insult anyone, but I find it's a very
short-term thing.
Not a short-term thing, but it reflects the culture of the young people today, where things are faster, where the span of attention is shorter. Yeah. So the music also reflects that. If you grow up on listening to classic Detroit house, Chicago, or proper Berlin dub techno or whatever, there was depth in the music. You could feel it in the productions, that there were layers of things. What I find in the music today is that it lacks that.
It's just objective.
It's just very, very, very straight. But it's part of the times. Like I don't want to sound old or anything or complaining. I'm not. But it's just a different kind of audience that
like,
you have to reach.
I'm a big fan of Chili Gonzalez, for example, and then in his concerts sometimes, because he's a 2-time Grammy Award winner. Yeah. He's a concerto pianist, so he knows really well like progression and stuff like that. Yeah. And it's funny because he also dabbles with electronic, gadgets into their track.
I remember playing with Chili Gonzalez on the same stage here in Lisbon, in a festival next to Luke's, maybe 2004, 2005, and it was his first album was kind of down-tempo album, so it was not yet this virtuoso pianist that
and it's funny, like in a concert, like he picks up an iPad, he's like, look mom, I can do a loop, and then look, do you remember this one? It's like, so it's kind of like almost mocking the moments that we're living in with with this, you were perfect about what you said, like with this short span of attention, because here now is everything immediate.
I remember perfectly when the first time I went to Red Bull Music Academy was in Rome in 2005, and I saw this lecture there about dubstep. I had never heard of dubstep, but since I'm a dub fan, I thought, okay, maybe it's something Jamaican dub related. So. Yeah. And I went to this lecture, and then it was Plastic Man, that's now called Plastician. So don't confuse with Richie Hawtin. And when I get there, they were still calling this kind of music an 8-beat.
8-beat tracks, yeah.
8-beat tracks, and that was a very big eye opener to what kind of music this new generation was listening, because it comes from video games. They were making all these younger dubstep producers were making music on the software of PlayStation or whatever. Yes. So it's totally natural that they are putting on their tracks what they are consuming, their influences.
Pretty much like the 20-year rule. Like in fashion and music, you get the 20-year cycle. Yeah. When you're 8 years old, 9 years old, you're like in 11, you're opening your mind. So then you start like accumulating information, you grow into it, and then when you become 30, you have all the tools, or pretty much all the tools, to apply them to construct something. So it's that 20-year cycle. So then you use the references that you accumulate. It's kind of like a computer with all the information.
But I realized that the younger generation was actually growing up to things different than mine, so I cannot really criticize. I can just say I like it or I don't like it, but I try to understand what's happening. I think that's more important than liking, is understanding.
But the 8-bit generation, like it was like a dark, not a dark, also because I kind of grew up a bit into that. And then I do play some tracks that, a lot of the thick of it, like you see some electro producers now and stuff, not like you said, like from the early ages of Detroit when they were producing this with the machines, not using the sampling of that and stuff. Using these references, it was kind of like, still, the computers weren't ready yet. It was the machines, but it was almost like the end of the era.
Even today, I think it's a question of option.
It's true. This is true.
Of option.
Yeah, well said.
I remember kids being really surprised when also at Red Bull we did a lecture with Jeff Mills, and they were completely amazed that he said, I don't have a computer in the studio.
Yeah.
And kids were like, how can you
do that
without a computer?
Yeah.
So
look, mom, no computer. I love that guy. You ever seen this? The guy, this page, look, mom, no computer.
So it's you have to be ready to adapt to the times that are going, and the way I position myself is that I try to keep a knowledge of a certain era alive, and I think that is my mission. All this eclecticism, that is kind of like the eclectic DJ is dying. It's very rare to see eclectic DJs. Everything is so
harder
specialized.
And harder nowadays.
Doesn't matter which style, because even now with this resurgence of disco, you see these younger kids just playing disco.
Yeah.
Okay, and then they don't see nothing
besides that.
Nothing besides that. So. I think it's good that
you dabble with disco music too, no? You dabble. I mean, you play around a bit with disco music, or enjoy.
I love disco. Okay, I don't think I'm the best disco DJ. I'm not. I prefer to play other things. But when I have friends like Motor City Drum Ensemble, Danilo, or Pablo Valentino that play disco on a different level, you get like, okay, enough. Okay.
I'll leave it to you guys.
Yeah, I'll leave it to you guys. And I learn a lot from them. The same way they learn a lot from me, from what this strange music that I play. They even make jokes at me. Sometimes they just send me a track. Oh, this is a stellar track.
One track for Mike Stella.
Yeah, because it's got that weird. There's a little bit of weirdness and a little bit of psychedelic element. I identify it.
By the way, hi Danilo. No. Yeah. Hi here in the camera.
Yeah. And so we live in interesting times, because music has never been so much available. Yeah. But at the same time,
I think
too
much,
Too much, and too many trends that go very, 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 very quickly, and you don't have time to go deeper into the music. Even myself now, I look at myself sometimes and I think, how long has it been? I just don't sit on the sofa and listen to an entire album
without doing nothing.
Without doing
no
nothing. It's
mixing
like
or
this has
not moving the pitch.
This
original
or just
track.
picking the track, or you know.
Because with the CD, you just fast forward. Oh no, this track is cool.
Exactly,
Like this is the hit.
Exactly. So. So I think it's a sign of our times, and we need to adapt. But at the same time, what I was speaking a little bit before is like I think it's important to keep alive the idea of an eclectic DJ, and that music is not just one style. You can actually blend different styles into a set and still interest people. Actually, you surprise people, which I think is the most interesting thing in a DJ set. For example, what I like when I go to see a DJ, I don't want to hear to what I already know. I want him to play stuff I don't know.
A lot of people are focusing
me.
Just beat matching and stuff, and then it can work in some styles, but for
I
me,
really
like the DJs,
I really like to watch a techno DJ doing this
beat matching,
beat matching and EQing. I think more than the beat matching, the EQing, when you know how to EQ properly, like you see Jeff or
Derek May
or
Daniel Bell
or Theo Parrish. For me, it's like Theo Parrish, which like is a good example of an eclectic DJ.
Yes, that also plays techno.
Coming from Detroit, that can play a techno track followed by a Latin track, and because
Terrence Dixon. I got to come back home with him in the car, man.
Yeah, he made an interesting live
set.
At
the 40 minutes, man. It was like wow.
At Waking Live, I was like, what the fuck? It's like it was everywhere, but still making sense, you know. But it was like really, really, really intense. It was very
intense. I think the first half an hour. Correct me if I'm wrong. There was not even like segmental music.
No. It was just like bang,
power, and then a lot of drums mixed with like reverberation and stuff. But it was really interesting. And you talk to the guy. Personally, you would never imagine that he's such a sweetheart, and he plays this really like deep and not dark. I wouldn't say dark, but it is kind of dark. Like don't throw it. What are we listening to right now, man?
Now we're listening to Barrio Lindo. His new album
from the same crew.
Chica, from the same crew. Yeah. So recently, although I'm still a very quite eclectic DJ, I've been focusing more on this ethnic psychedelic down tempo. I'm really enjoying. Maybe it's because I'm getting older. I cannot dance as fast as I used to.
Okay.
So I like it. I like it slower. But yes, I don't know where we can go more. Feel free to ask any questions.
I was gonna say we have a special guest here, like you guys probably hear her all the time.
Yeah.
I was gonna say let's smoke cigarettes and then let's listen. Let them listen to a bit of the album, the EP, and then we'll be back for some final words, and then I'm gonna let you play for a bit and enjoy yourself here.
Okay, cool.
This is Mike Steller here at Collect Radio, throwing us some music. We'll be back soon with more music. Ciao. Yes, we're back with this beautiful person here talking about music. Again, Mike Steller.
Yeah,
Thank you so
back.
much.
So,
No, it's
speaking
all right.
Portuguese.
All is good. What were you listening to again?
Barrio Lindo. It's his
Barrio
new
Lindo.
album,
Yeah.
If I can find the cover. It's called Fugor.
Yeah,
Also on Chica Chica.
yeah.
And the next one, because this is almost finishing, is also, this is a brand new. I think it's the first time he's ever played on air because the vinyls just arrived
Just
to my place.
Yeah,
I have like
super fresh. I
have
see
like
there's
213 vinyls of this at home, so this is like a
Where's mine?
premiere.
I'm kidding.
And it
So,
was
yeah,
released next week. It's from an Hamburg producer called Andy Otto,
Yeah.
and it's very surprising. It's not an obvious record, but really interesting.
Yeah,
So-
we're gonna listen to this a bit, just a bit before. I'm gonna say thank you again for
bloody
sharing some
pleasure.
words, sharing your time with us. Hopefully we can do this more often, Mike. It was a very
I'm a neighbor, so
yeah,
it's
yeah,
easy.
for sure. It was a really great time, and I'm pretty sure that everybody that was listening or is gonna tune in after and listen to the show is gonna enjoy a lot, and to get some of this nice words and some of the experience. You know, a lot of people look up to you here.
I don't know.
Yeah, man, of course, you're a humble person, man. Yeah, we're gonna listen to this track,
Yeah.
guys, and then after this track, I'm gonna let Mike have his fun. He's gonna
Okay.
play like a little boutique set. It's not a long set like he likes to play, but
Yeah.
he's gonna share some of the music that he has on his case with us.
Yeah.
And have
And
some fun.
whoever is in Lisbon, I'm going to make some promotion now. Whoever is in Lisbon this Thursday,
Of
I have a
course.
very interesting Brazilian DJ playing with me at Music Box called Nirso
Nirso,
from Zaragata.
what date?
This Thursday. So
Oh, this Thursday, okay, yeah.
on the 10th. So if anyone is up for a night of good, interesting, different music, we're gonna be joined also with Mwamba Masala. So it's gonna
Oh,
be like
nice.
a nice trio.
Where do you play? You play more Brazilian?
No, I will be the last one to play. So I will go more into an up tempo set on that day. So
Oh,
more
okay.
between house and techno.
Yeah, guys, don't miss that because it's last time I saw Mike playing, it was from slow tempo to up tempo, and when he reaches the up tempo thing, it becomes something very quite special. And then the progression. So I think you're gonna leave the progression to the other DJs, and you're gonna take it from there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So if you guys don't understand, if you guys are in town, make sure that you check him out. And everybody that was tuned in so far, thank you so much for being here. And once again, Mike, always
Okay.
a pleasure.
Yeah,
Enjoy
and
yourself.
I'm gonna start with a track for you because I know you really love this.
Oh, don't do this to me. Now you're gonna-
this track. So
Yeah, this is how I think what Mike is gonna do now. He's gonna show us a track that I knew him from before, but little by little, and then there was an event in the store that I'm part of, Amor Records, and then he played in an event for us, and then he played a track that stopped my heart, and then I said, man, what is this music that you're playing right now? Like, you have to let me know what is this right now. And then this became my track with you. This is beautiful music, guys. So yeah, you start the set with this.
yes.
So I leave my final words here. Guys, enjoy Mike Steller playing a bit of music with us. Thank you for listening our talk, and enjoy his music. Mike.
Okay. Thank you, Fernando,
You have your
for having
fun.
me. Thank you, Collect. I really like this space. Actually, I've been coming here to work a little bit in the afternoon because it's a nice free co-work space, actually.
Yes.
And with nice food and nice drinks. So yeah, if you ever come to Lisbon or if you are in Lisbon, and visit here because it's
Yes.
a nice spot.
Come hang out with us, and you might be able to catch somebody like Mike, just sharing some words and thoughts and music with us. So yes, looking forward, Mike.
Okay,
Have
so-
your fun, man.
I will. Okay, so I'm gonna cut the album.
Actually, this is my track with Mike and Mahin. So Mahin, don't forget the three of us.
شملنا نارا وفاض الدمع من أشفاني ونظرت إن جمع المهيمن بيننا ما عدت أذكر فرقة بلساني ولقد بكيت على تفرق شملنا نارا وفاض الدمع من أشفاني ونظرت إن جمع المهيمن بيننا ما عدت أذكر فرقة بلساني Pra que tanto ódio? Se somos irmãos e temos que dar as mãos. Pra que tanta dor? Pra que tanto ódio? Se somos irmãos e temos que dar as mãos. Olha o sofrimento que vem cá de dentro. A nossa terra está a morrer. Olha o tormento que vem cá de dentro. A nossa terra está a morrer.
Olha aquela mamã, já não tem lágrima, já não tem lamento. A nossa terra está a morrer.
Angola é tão grande, tão rica e tão linda, que dá pra todos nós e pra quem ama Angola. Angola é tão bela, tão rica e tão linda, que dá pra todos nós e pra quem ama Angola. Angola é tão bela, Angola é tão linda, tão rica e tão grande, que dá pra todos nós e pra quem ama Angola. Angola, viva! Angola, viva!
See taking a close look at what's around us, there is some sort of a harmony. It is the harmony of overwhelming and collective murder. And we have to become humble in front of this overwhelming misery and overwhelming fornication, overwhelming growth and overwhelming lack of order. Even the stars up here in the sky look like a mess. There is no harmony in the universe. We have to get acquainted to this idea that there is no real harmony as we have conceived it.
Yes. So like this, we finished another edition of Collect Radio.
Okay.
Today was a very special guest, Mike Steller, here with us. It was really nice to have the talk before, and then now listening to you sharing some music with us.
Yeah, it was not a perfect set, but I did my best. You have a really good mixer that I'm not used to. I like this DJR 400. It's really sensitive. I'm not used, but I did my best, and I tried to share.
You're a perfectionist, so
no.
I'm pretty sure that everybody was, well, at least everybody here was had a great time.
Thank you for the beer. Thank you for the nice questions.
Don't thank me. Thank everybody here at Collect. Also, thank you Collect again to give me the opportunity to host some friends here to talk about music. It was a great evening, man. Thank you so much for taking your time, spending, sharing some words.
It was really a pleasure. And now I gotta run home and make dinner for my son.
Cachupa or no?
No.
Not tonight.
I think we're going burgers, simple, as simple as possible.
All right, Mike. Once again, thank you so much. It's a big pleasure not only for me, for everybody that was here, and then everybody that's gonna tune in or did tune in. Thank you once again, Collect Radio, and André, João Maria, and everybody. We had a lot of fun. I'll see you guys soon, and this was Mike Steller here at Collect Radio. I'll see you guys soon. Ciao. Meow.